everybody, November started, so it is time for a wrap-up video for October and November's to-be-read list. I ended up reading 13 books in the month of October. Some were decent, a lot of 3 stars, 3.5 stars, and then some were just absolutely great. There was actually a couple of 5 stars in there this month. The first 2 books that I read I actually don't own copies of, and they were The Assassin's Curse by Sandra Rose Clarke, and that was 2 stars. I just could not get into that book, and it was the same thing with The Last Lecture by Randy Pausch or Pausch. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that name, but that one was 2.5 stars. Both of them I just found that I had a hard time getting into. Leap of Faith by Blair. This one was 3 stars. It was a decent contemporary, pretty much the same kind of thing that you expect in a contemporary book. The Maze Runner by Dashner, which I gave 3 stars. I enjoyed it, and I look forward to the rest of the series. There's some twists and turns in there. This one I found at the beginning I had a hard time getting into, but then once I passed probably the 3/4 mark, it was really hard to put down. It was just kind of disappointing that it took that long to get into it. The Elite by Kiera, which was 2.5 stars. I liked it more than The Selection, but I'm still having a hard time with this series, and I don't know if it's just the fact that there's a lot more emphasis on the romance and a lot less on the dystopian, that I'm not enjoying it as much as other dystopians, but there's just something about this series I'm having a hard time with. Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendare, and I read this one leading up to Halloween because I wanted to get in the Halloween mood, and it definitely helps get me there. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. It was really enjoyable. There was a lot of different creepy moments. I found it a little bit predictable, but it has me excited to read the sequel. The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han, and this one was 3 stars. It was a really cute book, very summery, very quick read, pretty predictable as well, but I did like the back and forth between her summers past and her summer now. Dare You To by Caine McGarry, which was 3 stars. I didn't enjoy this one as much as Pushing the Limits. I really liked Pushing the Limits, and this one I really enjoyed a lot of the characters, but the main character Beth, I don't enjoy her as much as the other characters. And Spirit Bound by Richelle Mead, and I ended up giving this 4 stars. Loved it a lot more than Blood Promise, and it was just really hard to put down, and it has me really excited for the last book. I had some EARCs that I received from different publishers that I read, so I had them on my Kobo here. The first one was Crash Into You by Caine McGarry, so that's the sequel to Dare You To, and this one I ended up giving 4.5 stars. I loved it. Like, there was just so much action. The characters were great. Definitely my favorite of the series so far. And then, as well as in this book, we're introduced to the character that is going to be in the 4th book. The next the next EARC I read was Panic by Lauren Oliver, which was 3 stars. I enjoyed the concept of this book a lot, with there being this kind of fear factor type game that a bunch of seniors play, and there's different challenges, and then the winner at the end of the summer takes home all this money. It's a dual point of view, so it goes back and forth between one of the guys and one of the girls, and I found that every time that one point of view would build up the tension, it would change and all that tension would be lost. So, I wanted to be on the edge of my seat biting my nails, and I just wasn't. Next one was Avalon by Mindee Arnett. 5 stars. I absolutely love this book. The write-up of it mentioned that this was for Firefly or sci-fi fans, and I definitely agree. I love Firefly. Watch it probably every few months. There's only 13 episodes, so it's pretty easy to just watch over a weekend. Reading this book gave me the same sort of happy sci-fi feelings that I would get while watching Firefly or watching Andromeda, or going really back, Space Cases. I seem to have a thing for space crews that are made up of complete misfits, completely different people coming together and being this new family. Into the Still Blue by Veronica Rossi, which is the 3rd book in the Under the Never Sky series. This one was also 5 stars. Could not put this book down. Read it so fast. Was not disappointed. just absolutely loved it. Like, this is the book that had me biting my fingernails because there's just so much going on. Allegiant by Veronica, Roth. You know, a lot of you probably already know what this is. Third book in the Divergent series, last book. And this one was 3.5 stars. I just found myself being really disappointed in it. I was looking forward to this one so much. Maybe on a reread it could go up to 4 stars, but it could also go down. You know, there was a lot that I did like in it. There's a lot of talk about genetics, and I actually really like genetics. It took a long time for anything to actually happen, and it got a little bit repetitive, especially in regards to how everybody felt about like Caleb and Peter. You know, I get it, you don't like them, but I don't need to be told 50 times that you don't like them. And then the ending as well just seemed a little bit rushed. Alright, so the books that I plan on reading in November, I'm going to continue to work on the EARCs that I received. I'm not quite sure which ones I'm going to get to. I'm going to kind of go through them and see which ones are coming out, or which release dates are sooner, so I can read those ones first. But the physical copies of books that I'm going to read: Tiger's Curse by Colleen Houck, The Last Olympian by Riordan, which will finish Percy Jackson in the Olympian series. Wolfsbane by Andrea Cremer, so I still have Blood Rose to read after this one, and then that one will be completed. And Last Sacrifice by Richelle Mead, so this will complete the Vampire Academy series. And then, as well, I do plan on reading Daylighters by Caine whenever it comes out, I believe November 5th. There's also some great books coming out in November, so hopefully we'll be able to get around to those. Alright, so that's all for now, and I will see everybody in the next video.